bro. You know, I let it get loaded up. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our weekly education, where we log on and we actually drop valuable information. We try our best to provide as much value. The number one thing I want you guys to do is to share this video. If you feel is that we are providing value, share this video. Go to my business page and write a review. You know, let everybody know what your experience been with the company and what we have provided you so far. If you watch our content, purchase a product, etc., etc. Um, Drop your questions. Don't be afraid to drop your questions. We're going to be going into real detail about SMS today. Today, I got one of my favorite VAs on the phone, Dana. She is my uh, person that really handles a lot of the quality leads that we get. She is the SMS manager. We recently just hired a SMS associate, and she helped train that person in a few days. And within a few days, that person started generating a ton of leads for us. So, without further ado, I'm going to give the floor to Dana. She's going to introduce herself. She's going to tell you about what she do for the company, and she's going to give you guys some teaching right now, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. But continue to drop your questions even in the middle of her teaching. um if you are on my business page, like I said, share. If you're on YouTube, share and subscribe, guys. So please subscribe to the channel. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. We try our best to put out quality content. So here you go, Dana. There you go.
All right. Yes, thank you, boss. Hello, guys. I am Dina, and I am one of the in-house BA of Boss. And I started working with him or with the company just this year, January. And I already have a real estate background wherein I've been an SMS legion specialist. And with Boss, I'm now working with him as an SMS manager. So, for today, I'll be sharing to you the things that I do in order to become successful in lead prospecting using smarter contact. So, let's go ahead and proceed. Hold on, okay, just for a moment. Let me just share my screen. Why it's not okay, just for a moment here. Okay, just hanging for a moment. I'm actually trying to share my screen.
You see the button, the share button?
Yes, boss, but it's it's actually loading.
Interesting.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's check. Let's just give it a minute or two. Mhm. Okay, it's still loading, boss,
Tell you
on
what.
my end. So sure.
Tell you what. Send me the presentation.
Oh, okay. Hold
DM to me on Facebook. Hey, shout out to my boy
on.
Mike, Michael from I think he in Charlotte. Listen, my man just made $5,000 off the bad credit list. I'm telling you, the list is fire. I don't know why most other gurus not talking about it, but it's a very beneficial list. Um, why you sending me the slide? I was just broadcasting on my end for what reason I don't know. Um, Someone asked any reason why you chose smarter contact over raw. Raw is cheaper and per text, and limited text per cent so you don't get flagged like SMC. I chose the smarter contact over Roar is because the smarter contact was actually built by someone that does the business still to this day. He actually does the business, as well as he created a proprietary algorithm that I was able to check out to compare. That really made sense, and he's always been proactive. He's always investing back into the business. He take the profits and he, you know, buy better numbers. He's importing more SMS providers. So if one person get flagged or one SMS company flagged the software, he can just a press of a button move over and actually you know, continue to push forward. Unlike other platforms, they're not really proactive. They don't really have a working relationship with the people that they're getting the numbers from. To me, it just makes sense. Plus, I can't really speak much on it, but the updates he got coming out, it just makes sense to kind of like just stop working with him and using him as a SMS platform and to let people know about it. I waited a while. I waited and I waited and I waited and it was just the right decision to let people know about this wonderful platform.
Mhm. Yes. Hold on, boss. Boss, can you see me?
I can see you. This is what I'm gonna do. I want you to end your exit out and then log back in.
Oh, okay. All right.
I
Well,
stay here and I entertain the people until you come back. Okay.
okay, boss. Thank.
Yeah. So we have a little technical difficulties. That's the one thing about in the Philippines. They don't have the best internet service. Um, that's just what it is. That's not my fault. That's not any other VA provider's fault. Their infrastructure, the way it's set up, is not as advanced, right? So that's the benefit. That's the uh, pros and the cons of working with people. But it's up to you as a leader how to work around it, right? You step up and you do what you're supposed to do and figure it out. Even if I gotta have her um send me the presentation so we can go through it. We're going to get this presentation done. The devil not going to stop our glory. If you have any questions, continue to drop the questions. Listen, guys, share the video. I'm telling you, this YouTube channel is about to be bananas. I'm heading over to my personal studio today to record some amazing content to put out for the rest of the weekend next week. So, if you have any subjects, write in the comments. Um, any topics you would like for me to cover, whether it's business, whether it's real estate related, I'm pretty good at whatever you want me to cover. So just let me know. Let me check my Facebook to see if they sent me the SMS here. I just added her back. Um, Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we just waiting on her to get back. Can we touch on cash buyer data feed that you use to find buyers? Yes, I use cash buyer data feed to find buyers. If you can't afford the $250 that they charge per year for an entire USA, your second best alternative is Propstream. Propstream is pretty good too. So um definitely try to use one of the platforms. But cash the reason why I like cash buyer data fee is it comes with some of the phone numbers. Now the phone numbers might not be as accurate, but if you've been if you filtering out buyers that bought at least five or more properties in the last 12 months with cash, we tend to find that them the best buyers. People who bought maybe one or two properties, maybe they came across some money to the point that that's the reason why they purchased the properties. Maybe they had a settlement. Maybe they got some money in a lawsuit. Maybe they hit the damn Mac million. That don't necessarily make them a real estate investor or consistent buyer. So we like to go after more structural buyers, organized buyers, buyers that we can Google and they have websites. They can you can look up on their website to see what type of listings they have. You can see the type of houses that they renovate and sold. You can see the type of houses that they currently renting out. and you can kind of get a idea of the appetite of the class properties that they work with. So that way, you won't be wasting your time or their time by constantly calling buyers who's not even interested in the type of properties you're looking to liquidate. So we're going to. I did a video, I think, on cash buy data fee. If not, I can go into details about cash buy data fee. I could have sworn I did a video. And then one of the main things I like about cash buy data fee, since we do a virtual so good, that before we go into a market, we are able to open up cash buy data fee and look at the heat map to see where all the cash transactions going on there. And then once we see the cluster of cash transactions on the heat map, we then zero in into that actual subdivision and pull our list based on the subdivision within the city, not just the city in its general live form. And the reason is we want to get real details as possible. So glad came across YouTube nuggets. Thank you. Listen, like I said, I started YouTube because I wanted to reach the masses. I know a lot of people, when they first start out on real estate investing, the first place they go to is YouTube. The first place I went to when I want to learn, the first place I go to when I want to learn something new or want to learn a specific subject is YouTube. So I love YouTube, and the reason why I love YouTube is because it gives you a bunch of different personalities, and then you can pick and choose who you would like to listen to or follow. So I'm going to continue to push my content more towards YouTube than to Facebook because once you put it on YouTube, everybody you can reach more people. So I'm glad that my content is reaching a lot of people, and people are actually making money from it. People are coming forward saying, "Hey, we're making money with your content," and that's a blessing. That's a blessing within itself. So what's up, Robert? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. I hope you guys are killing it during the coronavirus, and I don't mean financially. I mean mentally, spiritually. Um, you're taking time to reevaluate the relationships around you. You're taking time to improve your marriage. You're taking time to be a better mother or father, whatever it is. Listen, this is bigger than just making money. This is a recalibration of your life. This is the perfect opportunity to change some things. I'm even working on me right now. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, the bounce back is about to be bananas. So it's going to be crazy. You're welcome, Dev. Appreciate you. My time is limited because of work. Can I hire your VAs to manage the text? Yes, yes, yes. Come see me, brother. We got training. Look, I don't mean to sound boastful or arrogant or cocky. That's not my intention. My intention is to share and be transparent. And sometimes being transparent may come off being cocky because I am very passionate about what I do. So my intention uh, is to be very transparent to the point that I tell you, listen, a VA, and that goes back to why I chose the smarter contact is user friendly. They got automatic reply buttons where you can put your great grandmother on there and they can't even see, and she can crush it and get you leads on the smarter contact. The way they built it, they constantly testing keywords and what works and what didn't work in micros and all that stuff. And it's man, I'm telling you, I'm not here to pitch you on it. I'm here to tell you that if you're a type of person you're not really good at explaining stuff to people, the smarter contact is definitely for you. Now, some people might turn around and say, "You don't need all them softwares. Just show up and do the work." But what the fuck you gonna do if you ain't got no softwares to manage whatever you're looking at? So that's my argument. Bro, let's do a virtual meetup. Hey, bro, I supposed to did a virtual meetup, but I've been putting out so much content, through these lives and stuff, and I've been doing the lives before the virus that I didn't even know where to fit a virtual meetup on the schedule because tomorrow I'm going live, Thursday I'm going live. Um, so yeah, I don't mind doing a virtual meetup. Yeah, I don't mind doing a virtual meetup. I did one with Max. It was pretty dope. What percentage of your deals would you say you subject to? I don't really subject to. I came across like 4 deals that I could subject to. We was in the process of closing on them, but for some reason the owners kind of like flaked out at the last minute. We had the money. We was gonna pay them money to walk. It's just I think subject to is a lot of drama with subject to, and you got to be a more people person. Subject to is a more people person type of business model than a transactional type of business model. You got to really be considerate of people's feelings and what they're going through. Um, I'm telling you, man. But that being said, the opportunities are on the horizon. I say within the next 12 to 18 months, subject tools will be your best friend. But go see somebody like Mr. Tony Robinson Sr. To get some good training. I took his class twice. I didn't take it this weekend, just because I already took it twice. But I took his class twice, and I'm telling you, I got the strategies, I got the paperwork, I got everything to do subject tools. I just, you know, making sure that it's a right time for me to do that strategy. So if you can afford to do a subject to and you have cash in the bank and you have money to kind of renovate the properties and get them rent ready and you have what we call a float where you can float yourself for 4 or 5 months if the tenant decide not to pay or the tenant buyer, whatever you want to call them, decide not to pay their mortgage or their rent or their lease option, whatever you decide to do with them. The last thing you want to do is go lock up all these subject to deals and people stop paying, and now you on the hook for it. Now you don't pay. Now the attorney general kicking in your door. You don't want that. Questions coming in today. What's up, Benjamin? Hope all is well, brother. Uh, man, I hope y'all are crushing it. Like I said earlier, I hope you're crushing it mentally. Um, it's just you got to recalibrate your mind at this point in time because the way, and I don't want to give up some of my content I'm gonna drop in the later this week, but the way things are going to go moving forward, it's going to be very essential for you to understand this virtual model. I don't give a shit if you had a brick and mortar store, if you are a licensed cosmetology agent, everything is about to change, right? The landscape of how the way things are going to change is about to be crazy. So, if you're into technology and AI, artificial intelligence, this is the perfect time to really study that and look into coming up with some type of business or app around the things that people are needing. Listen, sit back and look at who's making money right now, guys. Who's making money right now? And let me see if she on. Dina, you on? You're killing me, Dina. But yeah, so who's making money right now? And follow your passion. This is the perfect time, like I said in my video the other day. Follow your passion. You can profit off your passion as long as you write it out. Write out the blueprint, how to become profitable for your passion, and figure out what a void is at in that marketplace so you can step in and to be a resource. Who in the world thought uh, somebody like Jeff Bezos, who had an idea to give books directly to people, would be a billionaire? Who in the world thought that Blockbuster would not be in business anymore and a company that's selling DVDs for 99 cents a night would come over and take over? Who in the world thought that newspapers wouldn't be so relevant and that anybody could make millions of dollars just by going live on Facebook or live on YouTube by putting out organic content? Who in the world thought television would take a hit and that a person with an iPhone can be just as important in a television production world than a person with $100 million studio? So that's called innovation. And once you learn that type of stuff and you figure it out, it's going to really change the way you focus on the way you conduct business. Still waiting on Dana. Yikes, yikes, yikes. See, this the side of entrepreneurship nobody don't want to talk about. Now. Everybody don't want to take this hot L to the chin, but we gonna make it work. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So we should be good now. So we're just waiting for her to log in. We're just waiting on her to log in. Listen, drop your questions. I'm gonna continue to try to answer questions. She should be logging in any second. I just sent her the password. Can you explain a little on your first deal mastery? Okay. The first deal mastery has been changed to deal mastery. What happened was I seen a need that I wasn't giving people like jumping on a weekly and dropping all the nuggets and punching with nuggets. That look good and it sounds sexy. But if you're not digesting the content that I'm giving you, or you're not understanding, or you just struggling, even still after I explain it to you, I just think it's a waste of time and money both for me and you. So what I decided to do was turn around to a deal called the Deal Mastery JVP. So the people who stayed consistent and who showed up every week, I offer them a JV opportunity where we partner together. I hold your hand, someone like a mentor. I show you everything I know. I put you in power. I, have you help you get a VA. I, help you get the right leads. I show you which market to focus on. As you get the leads, I teach you how to close the deals, and then we take over and do the dispositions for you. So, but currently I got 7 people in there. I only want. We start off with 24 people, but only the strong survive and the weak get bit up, right? So, um, currently, I only want to go up to 10 JV partners because I want to give people my undivided attention, and I want to make sure that this program is successful. Outside of that, now you have to be interviewed, right? We're not just letting anybody just pay the little break. It's $99 a month, and that $99 goes towards the back of the house stuff like paying a full dedicated admin VA to be able to manage certain things that you may need. So, I don't want any and everybody in the program anymore. I realize when you try to go broad and try to help a lot of people with some high potent content, they can't digest it. They don't understand it. They like, I don't get it. Let me run over here to this. Uh, let me run over here to this. I Let me just shut up before I go too far. I don't want to piss somebody off today. But let me just run over here to this guy. Let me run over here to this webinar guy and that webinar guy and that group and that group. And next thing you know, they all over the place. And 6 months later, they still haven't done a deal. But if you stay with one person and you stay consistent and you follow the teaching of one person, I believe, um, because what happens is you start taking advice from everybody. It's not saying that the advice is wrong. It's just that it's not consistent. It's different theories of teaching, right? That's like, trying to go to 3 different doctors. Here we go. Come on with it. That's like trying to go to 3 different doctors. I can't hear you now. There you go. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm actually using a different cam. That's why I do have, the signs.
It's okay. We'll make it work.
Okay, there now. Let me try to share my screen.
Okay.
Hold on. This one. Okay, so can you see it?
Um, Not yet.
Oh, okay, hold on.
You gotta
Let
click share
me,
screen and you gotta accept it, I think. Man, I am starving. I could eat a whole horse.
okay, let me check application window, share. Okay, this one.
There we go.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
good.
I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna mute myself, okay? So you can do your thing.
Okay, so um, so for today, again, going back, I'm sorry I did have an issue earlier with my laptop, so I'm actually using another one. Now, going back to the topic that we have for today, so I'll be sharing to you lead prospecting using the smarter contact. And for this one, the first thing that we have on our table is why is lead prospecting through text messaging important? So there, I have here 3 reasons. So the first one is text messaging is a very good source of qualified leads who are interested in selling their property. So, of course, once you're going to send a campaign to different to or to a list using smarter contact or through text messaging, you can be able to get qualified leads. And I'm telling you, it's not just warm. You can also get hot leads. Okay. Now, for the second reason, text messaging as one of your real estate marketing strategies can give you a major competitive advantage over other investors. So, that's true because if you only do cold calling, then let's say you have 100 in a list, you have 100 contacts, then um, you're going to, you're going to, let's say, or there are the leads that are going to answer the phone call are, around three or four. And out of that three or four, one of them or two of them will be asking you to put them on DNC. So it's really, a very good marketing strategy if you're going to send out text message. Now, the third one is text messaging leads to higher response rates than email alone or cold calling. So, going back to the number two example that I've provided, so same thing on email. You don't easily get replies from email alone because sometimes if you send out marketing emails, it actually goes to spam, and there are some leads they also don't, check their emails often. So, compared with sending out a text message, okay, they will be receiving the message on time, and then they can also reply on time. Okay, so that's for the reasons. Now, let's proceed to what do you need to start your text messaging campaign. So there are six that we need in here. Now, the first one is list. Now, for the list, what you need to make sure is you only have mobile phone numbers on the list. So the reason for this is because you don't like to waste your time, or you don't like to waste your credits on the smarter contact sending out, your initial message to landlines, right? So you want to make sure that you're going to get, replies, and you want to make sure that your initial campaign will, or initial messages will be received by the contacts or the sellers. Now, for number two, SMS platform, that's a smarter contact, and that's what we're using, and that's what we are encouraging you to use. And for number three, that's CRM or Podio. So after you actually get leads from your campaigns, then it's best if you're going to add them on a CRM like Podio. So that way you can, you can check if you've already followed up, or what's the status of the lead, if you still need to contact them or what. Now, for number four, we need you also need spreadsheets, and we are using spreadsheets. This is because just in case that we don't have access with Podio, or you don't have any access with your CRM, and you need to check, let's say, an a specific contact number, then you can just pull it up from a spreadsheet. Now, for number five, we also need home information provider, and then um, like Zillow, and then Popstream or RealFlow. So, for home information provider, this is pretty much important because you need to check if the leads are, or the value of the property who wants to sell, or the leads who would like to sell their property are, within your price range, or if they are actually the owner of the property. Okay. And for number six, this one is also important. You need to prepare your scripts and rebuttals. Well, anyway, for scripts in the smarter contact, you have the option to add your initial templates or initial messages, and they also have what they call macro, wherein you can add your quick replies. Okay, so that's why smarter contact is, pretty much one of the best, I mean, the best platform, SMS platform for us. Okay, so that's it for the things that you need to start your SMS campaign. Now, let's talk about the list. So, this one is also important too. Of course, you need to know what type of list that you can send out SMS campaigns. So, this is based on my experience sending out different SMS campaigns. So, the first and second, you will get a lot of, replies from here. So, first is absentee, second is pre foreclosure, and then number three, free and clear. Number 4, vacant. 5, long-term owner. And then number 6, high equity. And then 7, cash buyers. Okay. So for this one, I suggest you can focus more on absentee and pre-foreclosure. Okay. Now we're done with the list. Let's talk about why smarter contact. So for this one, the reason why we are encouraging you to use it is because it's user friendly and it's mobile friendly. So when I say user friendly, it means that you can learn how to navigate smarter contact easily, how you can upload files or list, or how you can send out a campaign. It's pretty much easy. So if you're just going to watch the video coming from, let's say, the smarter contact page or the guide coming from the developer, in one day you can learn how to use a smarter contact. Okay. Now for mobile friendly, they don't have any app yet, but you can access smarter contact on mobile web without any issues. You can send out, what do you call this? Messages. The usual thing that you can do on the actual web in using a computer or a laptop once you access smarter contact. Well, compared with other, what do you call this? Other SMS platform, because I've tried using different one, and I've noticed that if you're gonna be pulling up the, what do you call this? The platform, their SMS platform on mobile web, sometimes it's not responding, and the features aren't some features aren't working. So there. Now, second is it's cost effective. That's true. And the third one is about phone numbers. So for phone numbers, you can purchase and use different local phone numbers for texting. Well, that's true because in smarter contact you just need to type in the area code that you would like to use, or to use to send out your initial message, and then smarter contact or their software will be providing you different phone numbers that you can purchase on that specific location. Okay. Now let's talk about SMS delivery rate. So for this one, it's actually high, and since it's high, it will show that you can reach a lot of clients or more clients. And based on the reporting, or based on my experience in using smart contact and checking my reports, so far the highest that I've seen is 94%. Okay. And the next one, second to the last, it has a very good scheduling lead follow up system. Well, that's true. If you're going to take a look at my slide right now, or my screen right now, on Smarter Contact, once you pull up the messaging or a specific message, you open it on the left, or on the right side, I should say, and you scroll down at the bottom part, you will have the option to add a specific lead on a follow up. You can actually select a specific date. Now, if in case that you need to send out, let's say you already need to send a follow up message to that lead, on the upper left, you will see there the option. There are options, and just click on follow up. And once you click on follow up, you will be directed to the calendar page. Okay. And then that's where you can just click on the name of the lead, and you'll be directed to the contact information, and you can send out a follow up. So last one will be export or exporting your leads. So yeah, this one is actually useful because if, say for example, you wanted to check your, or the list, you wanted to pull up the list of not interested leads, then you can just export your leads. Okay. So there you go about why using Smarter Contact. Now let's talk about text messaging scripts. So this is very important because In making a campaign, you need to have a template. So the examples that I have in here are, let me read. Hi, this is Zena, and I work with local home buyers in the area. I saw your property at, and while browsing our records, so would you consider selling your property? And then the next one is, hi, I am interested in your property at, would you consider to sell? So as you notice, you in the initial message, you have to include the name of the lead, the address, and your name. And why are you sending out the message? You have to be direct with what you need to the lead. So that way, once they reply, they'll be direct. If they don't like to sell, they're going to tell you they don't like to sell. If it's a wrong number, they will tell you it's a wrong number. Okay? So there. Now let's talk about qualifying questions. Now there are four things in here. Number one is asking price. So this one is important because you will know if the lead is hot or let's say warm or cold. So let's say the lead asked you or the lead replied, said yes, I am interested in selling. So you can ask the lead, what price do you have in mind? Or do you have a price in mind? How much? So it's still direct, okay? Direct to the point. And then just in case the lead actually provided, let's say, high amount, like in Zillow, it's $100. And then the amount that the lead is asking is $150. That's the time that you need to ask if the price is negotiable. Okay? Now, for number two, time frame and selling. Of course, this one is important too. You need to know if the lead would like to sell within 90 days or the next year. So you can say, how soon would you like to sell, or what's your time frame in selling? And then property condition, also important. So that way you will know if or you will know the reason why the lead is actually or has provided you um, that specific asking price. Let's say $150,000. Okay. So you can ask, are there major changes in the property, or does the property need any major or minor repairs? And then, oh, anyway, for number three, sometimes you don't have to ask this because there are some leads who would not participate. They don't like answering this type of questions. And a few leads will be giving you the information ahead of time. So that one is already, I think you can say that is already a warm or hot lead. And then number four, call appointment. So for this one, you can be proactive or you can, ask when is the best time for you to give them a call. So at least you're asking or you are being respectful asking them the best time or the convenient time to speak with them. Okay? Or just be proactive. We'll be calling you today or we'll call you today or in the next 24 hours like that. Okay? So those are about text messaging scripts. Now, common replies that I'm receiving. So, or you will be receiving. So, even if it's your first time to use Smart Contact or to do circle prospecting or lead prospecting through text messaging, well, these are the common replies that you will see or you will receive. So, first one is yes, sure. So positive reply. And then second, how much, what's your offer, depends on your offer. So just make sure that you're going to answer these questions. And then third is no, not interested. Okay. And then fourth, stop, wrong number, I'm on do not call. Who are you? Fifth. And six, why are you sending this text message? And then where did you get my phone number? That's the last one. So for the last three questions in here, well, only a few people or few leads are asking this. Just make sure that you're answering their question first before provide your, let's say, if you need other information or details about their property. Okay. And last one, these are the tips. So, how to be successful in lead prospecting through text messaging. So, number one, prepare your list and tools. So, of course, if you're going to start your day, you need to make sure that you do have a list. And again, make sure that on your list, you only have mobile phone numbers. Okay? And you also need to make sure that you already have your tools pulled up. So the reason for this is that after you create a campaign on Smarter Contact, just a few minutes, let's say 1 to 2 minutes, you'll be receiving positive replies, or you will be receiving a lot of replies. So, of course, if you're going to receive a lot of replies, then you need to make sure that you have your tools pulled up so that way you can just check the information on Zillow or in Propstream or in RealFlow like that. Now, for number two, create and send SMS campaigns in between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So um, it's very good if you're just going to send between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. because for 9 a.m., well, the leads already finished eating breakfast and then preparing going to work like that, so those things that they need to do between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then up until 3 p.m. because if you're going to send out, let's say, as an SMS campaign after 3 p.m., then most likely you're not going to get replies, or they'll be ignoring your messages, or they're just going to ask you to put them on DNC because most of them wanted to go home. Well, as an SMS specialist or manager, we are also, you have to consider this or the contacts or the sellers as human being also. So they also get tired. Okay. Now for number three and number four, you had to focus on positive replies. So that way you can respond to the messages on a timely manner. So just ignore those people who are asking you to put them on DNC or not interested. Just go ahead and focus on positive replies and reply to them timely. And for number five, make sure to add leads on follow up and make sure to send follow up messages. Okay, so this one is very important because if you're going to add them on follow up, and yet you did not send out any follow-up message, then the lead would think that you're a scammer or you're not really interested in their property. Okay, so whenever you add someone on follow-up, send them a follow-up message. So even if you still get, let's say, a negative reply that they're still not yet or undecided to sell their property, then just go ahead and do a follow up again at, let's say, after 3 months or after 6 months. And then last one that we have in here, you can filter. Make sure to filter, I should say, filter and tag messages or contacts accordingly. So if you need to put them on DNC or not interested, then put them on DNC or not interested. So the reason for this is because uh, for on Smarter Contact, once you tag the contacts as DNC or on Do Not Call, and then you transfer them over to the DNC list of the software, and you actually try to upload phone numbers or mobile phone numbers which are on DNC list, the software will no longer be sending out messages to these contacts or leads, so it actually saves you credits, right? And for not interested, so if say you would like to export your not interested contacts or leads because you want your cold callers to contact not interested list, then you can easily download them or export them from Smarter Contact. So those are my tips how to become, successful in lead prospecting through SMS campaigns or text messaging. Now, pretty much that's it. And if you have questions, then you just need to send out or, post your questions in here.
Awesome. You did it. You did a wonderful job. You crushed it. I know you guys are shy, but I want to be transparent to show people behind our operation to show
Mhm.
that yes, you can be successful, and yes, you can take a VA and train them to be successful with SMS. On a daily average, how many leads you think, hot leads, you think you produce the company?
Oh, with that, boss, is actually if I do 1,500 contacts, or I send out messages to 1,500 contacts, I can get 6 to 7 leads.
Right, right,
So that's from warm to hot
right.
leads.
Right. So we're gonna go start going through the questions. We backed up with questions. I'm gonna try to get you off in the next 10 minutes, hopefully. Let me go back and see your answer. I think I would answer this his question, but I put it up. Listen, guys, for anybody who's at home or anybody who has a career where they don't have enough time to sit here and do these tasks, and I'm not saying these tasks are not important or that no one's better than the next person, but you have to be realistic with yourself and figure out what is the best use of your time. And for me, sitting there texting people all day, every day, is not the best use of my time. And I can do it, but I chose not to. So that's why you got to learn how to let go and relinquish certain roles and responsibilities. You can't be a one man show. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, I don't care what anyone tell you, you cannot be a one man show. It just don't work. Okay, let me go to the next questions. Guys, if you have questions, drop your questions. Someone said, I love that you mentioned balancing your whole life in relationships. Can you break that down? What you do each day in time blocking? Yes. Um, pretty much my team manage my schedule. Um, I don't really communicate with a lot of people. They communicate through my team, then my team communicates with me. I work better like that because if I do it the other way, I'm off topic. Or I go off and I'm doing something that I have no business doing. Also, um, I try my best to spend time with my family. I try my best to spend time with my young boys. They're very young and they're very vulnerable at this age. One is 8 and one is 11. So I try my best to instill things in them that they can remember from years to come. So when you grow in a business, and you trying to scale out a business, especially if it's not as profitable in the beginning, and you have a family, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that you got to pick one. Someone's gonna have to take the back seat. Someone's gonna have to get the short end of the stick for a short time being until you get established. And that's what separates entrepreneurs from people that's just doing it as a hobby or people just doing it because they just try and find something else to do. So on a daily basis, I try my best to start my day before 8 o'clock, and I try my best to end my day before 7. Then after 7, I try to spend as much time with my family. On the weekends, I try to eliminate work in its entirety. I take the children out. I take the wife out. This is all speaking before coronavirus, by the way. I take the children out, the wife out. We do stuff. We eat out a lot. Sometimes we cook dishes at home, but we're not the family that can sit there and spend 5, 6 hours making a dish just to eat it in 10 minutes. I live my life solely on convenience. So a lot of things I do might be frowned upon, but for me, it worked. It worked for the last 31 years, so why change it? So hopefully that answers your question. Uh, Greg said, "Love your video. Thanks. Continue to support us by just sharing the videos, letting people know that you'll actually uh, think these videos of value. If you can go to my Facebook business page, Antoine Campbell, the REI Giver, leave a review. I don't care if it's 1 star or 5 stars. Tell me your experience with us, and we'll try our best to commit to excellence. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, call twos. You won't be disappointed. My guy Chase will take care of you. I love their training. It's an awesome platform.
Mm.
This is Christopher Campbell. I just signed up for Uh, uh, just signed on my first two VAs today. Thanks again. No, thank you for entrusting us to take care of you for all your outsourcing needs. If you're currently on the fence about getting a VA, just give them a shot. Right? Eventually, majority of the businesses that are out right now are gonna have to work from home. I don't see this virus easing up no time soon. So you might as well adjust and adapt. Adjust and adapt. That's how you got to move and pivot so you can have a profitable business. Do you see buyers turn away from some deals due to yes, we have a couple of deals we having a hard time moving. Big deals, big spreads, $40,000 spreads. And the reason is that buyer is solely dependent on financial institutional money. They depended on private money. And I'm here to tell you, most of the private money has vanished because they're afraid to take an L. Right? They don't have any big balance sheets and stuff. They might have worked their entire life. They might was a dentist or a doctor, a lawyer, a truck driver, someone who created so much active income that they wanted to invest. And right now, I'm not mad at them. There's a lot of uncertainty. So if you're currently wholesaling, just make sure you got your coronavirus addendum. A lot of people is, hey, I'm crushing it. We still doing deals. I think that people are just trying to keep a facade on, but the truth of the matter is most deals are not closing, and it's because of the lack of capital. Listen, you got oil at negative $40 a barrel right now. Who in their right mind want to deploy their hard-earned money into a marketplace where they don't even know what next week look like? So that's just my take on it. Other people might think different, but that's just my take.
We also have.
You see any questions? Let me know. I'm just trying to breeze through 'em.
Yes, I'm checking, boss. Yeah, I think the this one has been answered already. And what was the best conversion rate?
Yeah. So AC, I don't have social media. Is there a way to sign up? What's the email? Listen, if you want to sign up, I'm not sure what you're trying to sign up for, but send an email to vamasterysystem@gmail.com. It's our general email address that most inquiries come in at. And whatever you have an inquiry about, we'll try to take care of you. If you know exactly what you want, go to vamasterysystem.com. And there's products on there that you can purchase. And if I could do you even better one, if you go to Antoine, no, reigiver.com. If you go to reigiver.com, that's my main website. There's a chat box there. There's different tools and softwares that you can sign up for right then and there. Yeah, we're going to create a lead page soon. We're working on it now, so we'll release that once it's ready. If you think that you got what it takes to be a JVP partner, reach out to us. We'll try our best to work with you. Someone
Template.
asked, how do I get this template? Not sure what template they're talking about, but did you show a template earlier?
For the messages only, but initial messages only.
Yeah, my advice to you is to sign up for the Smarter Contact. Once you sign up for the Smarter
Hmm.
Contact, reach out to them and they'll provide you something similar to that.
Yes, that's right. To you.
What's the pricing for SMS? I'm assuming instead of SMC. Listen, the pricing is different. It depends on how much you wanted to invest. I got the 199 package a month because we send a lot of text out. So we pay 199, and then after that we pay 2 cents a message. Once we go past the 199 text message that was provided with the 199 package. I think there's 2,500 text messages they give us for 199. But we, to my knowledge, I think we burn through about between $40 to $50 a day worth of text message credits. Um, so yeah, so it depends on your appetite. As Dana said, she noticed this her personal experience that for every 1,500 people she texts, she can get about 7 to 8 hot leads.
Mm,
Um,
that's right.
so 1,500 uh divided by 2 cents. I don't know the math on that.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's actually 2 cents. That's right. The outgoing messages or the outgoing message is 2 cents.
mm, 1,500 divided by 0.002. I don't know. I messed it up. I ain't about to figure that out. So someone said,
Times by
can this work hand in hand with call tools? We keep the SMS side of it separate because call tools is for cold calling. It's separate
cold
forms
calling.
of marketing. And we wanted to keep the campaign separate so we know, how each campaign is holding up. Now, the smarter contact has its own CRM interface files, follow up, and all that stuff. So what I did was I hired someone like a Dana um, to be the SMS manager to oversee all the campaigns we have going out and all the markets that we're currently working. And then we separate and have Lynn, who came on last week, our lead manager, oversee the acquisition associates, aka the cold callers. So I like to keep things separate because I like transparency. I don't like stuff jumbled up, and I don't have the data to support me to make decisions I need to make.
Yes.
Um, I believe you had the best program for someone like myself. I would want a VA to do this while I'm delivering tons of food to traders on until every night. And this is the reason. Listen, you have to understand who you're targeting, your ideal customer profile, your seller profile, your client profile, whoever you're working with. We speaking on me in the VA business, and I knew for a fact that my ideal customer wasn't, everybody. It was a specific person who even worked for themselves or who work a high paying job or who work the government clearance job where they are not even allowed to bring a phone on the facility. So they needed an extension of themselves at a cost that made sense to be able to continue to run a real estate business. And that, my friend, how we solve so many people problems. We work with people that's like deep in the government that's got crazy security clearances. We work with people that's on secret missions right now in Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan, and people that study satellites and missile defense systems. And I mean, we got clients in California, we got clients in the Caribbean. Like, I'm not here to brag, but I'm showing you that this virtual stuff is the way to go. And I don't care if you're running a business outside of real estate, you should be considering adapting some of this stuff into your operation so you can, one, survive because the cost of having a VA is not as expensive, and two, to consistently be able to run your business so no one forget who you are as a company, right? So I appreciate you, bro, for trusting in me and my team to allow you to continue your high-paying truck driving job while you still have the benefit of having a VA cold call your leads throughout the daytime while you getting rest. Man, it seems like the questions ain't stopping today. I think you got one of the best shows so far. I thought Lynn had it. I think you got Lynn this time, and I don't like comparing people, but it's friendly competition. Mike said she's doing amazing and great information. So that's really good to know.
You.
Wonderful job. Everyone's complimenting. That's good. I haven't seen no hecklers. I don't think I got hecklers. Good work.
And the next one, Stratix.
Strategies. I don't use strategies anymore. I like them, but
Yeah.
I don't use them anymore currently right now. And I have my reasons. It's not. It's just that I don't. I'm not as confident in RVM as I used to be. It's still an effective strategy, but for me, I like the SMS better. It's very scalable, and it doesn't take 3 4 people to run the strategy. Dana, she alone can bring me 8 leads a day. To get 8 leads a day with cold callers, you're gonna need about a good 2 to 3 cold callers. To get a good 8 quality leads. So
Yes.
from a financial standpoint, it made sense to get rid of some cold callers to bring in more SMS, and then take my cold calling operation and use it to train all of my VA clients, so that way they can get reps on the phone. It's not no role playing; it's real life training. So I think that was the best move for me and my business. Someone said, "Great job, Dina."
This one. I think we've answered that.
These tasks are vital to the
Mm,
business. Definitely, your business, it needs organization. It needs to have people in the perspective roles. I remember when I first interviewed you, Dana, and I was asking you some tough questions. I asked you questions that I knew that you couldn't answer, and you was actually answering the questions, and you was responding.
yes.
And I text James outside the interview, said hi her right now. Don't even let her go another second without saying that she worked with us, because I have a good eye for picking good talent, right? And the thing about people is that they think that when you hire someone, they're supposed to be 100% perfect, right? I myself not perfect either. You have to hire someone with the contingency, knowing that they need a little more development. Personal development is a big thing. Why you think guys like Tony Robbins make millions of dollars a year off his personal development business? Because people understand that you have to invest in people. And so many people think that, hey, I can hire a VA and tomorrow I'm doing deals and I'm riding off in the sunset. And that's not true. I tell you right now, that's not true. It takes hard work, it takes dedication, and it takes grit to do this business. Dina probably goes through a lot mentally by people talking to her a certain way through the text message. And I know she probably don't take it personal, but it takes a lot to go through stuff like that.
Yes, that's right. Also, SMS. How about this one, boss?
Which one?
Ahmed Helmi.
Who?
Ahmed Helmi. Do you do a litigator scrub?
We have the let us get a scrub on easy skip tracing. So when we skip trace our leads, it automatically lets us know who's on the litigated list and the DNC list. And I think Smart Contact, they had the litigated scrub too, right?
Yes, they have, boss.
So it gets scrubbed twice. We call it being double dip. So
That's right. And the next one, how many people? Virginia Stevens.
he said, how many people should be on list for a 4 or 5 hour shift? So I'm guessing how many people they should be cold calling. So we like to give our VAs about 500 to 600 leads as far as cold calling. And like Dana said, you can text about 1,000 to 1,500 people. But I think cold calling, you can get about a good 100 to 150 people an hour um, that you burn through. Because you got to remember, most of the numbers you're calling, probably bad numbers, voicemails. It's a numbers game, right? You're never
Mhm.
going. And like I said yesterday on my Facebook, it's all about just being at the right place at the right time. So don't give up on your marketing. Continue to follow up on the old leads. Right now is the perfect time to go back to your database and hit everybody all over again who you probably reached out to 10 months ago, 8 months ago, 6 months ago, and see where they at in the selling process. These hard times have changed the way a seller thinks. And people that wasn't motivated sellers are now motivated sellers. And now you pushing up to 26 million people that's in the United States that's unemployed within a 1 month standpoint. That's the craziest turnaround of an economy that one has ever witnessed in the history of mankind. I'm not exaggerating. How can a month ago everybody's okay, unemployment rate about 3%, 4% of the workforce, and now nearly 26 million people are without jobs. That is crazy. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to come in and double your business. And if you haven't really been doing much, triple your business, and just focus. And if you can't make money in the next 18 months, it's not the business itself in real estate. It's your ability to be aggressive, in my opinion.
And the next one was same person, Virginia Stevens.
You want to answer? Go ahead.
Yes. Well, the question is, when do you know is the right time to call them? So you've said you've tried to call them or ask them when was a good time to, and they stop responding. So for this one, if they are not responding, you need to be proactive. So that's the secret, because there are some leads, they don't like you asking them when are you, or asking them why, when are you going to call them, or providing a specific time. Sometimes they really would like you to call them immediately, but they don't tell you. So just be proactive. If they didn't answer the first question, when is the right time to call you, or what's the best time to call you, then tell them that you'll be calling them within 24 hours. That, that's it. And this
You
one.
s- Yeah, that's why I'm about to ask you. You see that one?
So, what list are you seeing your best responses? For the list, well, it's actually pre-foreclosure and absentee. So, we actually make sure sending out pre-foreclosure weekly, in a weekly basis, because there are a lot of, good responses that we get. So, absentee and pre-foreclosure. And then, when should we? Oh, this one, boss. I'm not so sure. Did you check this?
When should we begin with the VA, knowing that me and my wife just started newbies? Um, people people have mixed reviews about this answer that I'm about to give you, but this is my honest God answer because I'm straight to the point. I think in the simplest form. And I don't like to overcomplicate things. If you and your wife are financially able to commit 6 months of salary towards a VA, whether you have it in your account or not, and you make enough to say, "Hey, I can, financially uh, take care of this burden on me until we turn a profit." Even if you do your first deal, that's still taking out a profit because most of that money you got to recapture and recoup for all the money you spent up to doing your first deal. um Make the move because let me tell you something. A VA is nothing more. Well, some VAs, I have different VAs in different parts of my business, but for what you asked me the question for, a VA is nothing more than a marketer for you. It's outbound marketing. The same way you would spend money on smarter contact, the same way you would spend money on leads, the same way you would spend money on uh, direct mail. Look at the VA is in that same capacity that this is a part of my marketing budget. You know what I mean? And if you can take that and come to someone like us that can have a full service training where we cut your learning curve literally in weeks instead of months and years like other people, um, then it makes sense. But if you want to go out and get it on your own and then you want to figure it out and come up with systems and get beat up along the way, then I would say I wouldn't do it. But if you want to come to a turnkey VA company like us, that offer a product that's crazy. We on this training, giving out free training right now, just because no strings attached. Um, Come on, we'll take care of you. We have a team that all we do is train and help people. We call V1 Training for a reason. We're not a freelance company. We're a recruitment, training, and talent development company. Where all we do is find the best people and polish them up to fit into your system. You know.
Okay. And this one, boss. So,
So
same question.
if you want to sign up, look at the bottom of the screen. Go to vamasterysystem.com. Click on services. Go down to flat rate VA, and we charge a one-time fee of $4.99. We created that model. We were one of the first companies to just charge a flat fee. We're not interested in charging you a crazy salary. You'll be locked in at a wholesale price of $4 an hour, which means that that's directly what the VA makes. No one's a middle person, and you will be able to manage your VAs directly, and it's going to be amazing. So just go head over there, sign up. Uh, Once you sign up and make the payment, you'll automatically get an email. Fill out the paperwork. Someone for the team will reach out to you within a day or two. And we'll get you on board ASAP.
There you go. And next one, boss. This one, high equity list.
That's how equity work because in all of our lists, we always make sure that they have high equity. There's no point in talking to someone on the phone if they don't have enough equity to sell. So make sure that you include high equity or free and clear with mostly high equity in all your lists as a filter. So that way, by the time you get somebody motivated on the phone, you know that you can make a deal happen.
Next one, boss. JD Gardner.
What's up, JT? We get that dude right there. He good. We're gonna take good care of him. Does your team do any creative finance deals? Not as of yet. We can right now, but my thing about creative financing is from a liquidity standpoint, you got to make sure you have big reserves, not okay reserves. Think about this: a lot of wholesalers, big box wholesalers, are in trouble right now, and the reason is they got to wait for so long. We're working on slim margins and little to nothing in their reserves that they went out of business in the first 30 days. The other businesses are holding them up, and if you actually go behind the scenes and look at the accounting, they was never profitable from the start, but the facade of them being successful allowed them to make money in all other capacities of the other uh, buckets of businesses that they have that complement that main business. But that's none of my business.
And next one, boss.
What do you say if sellers they don't want or signs in the contract and doesn't want people inspecting the property? So, guys, if you get a seller that's that sophisticated, 9 times out of 10 they was a realtor or they had a realtor in their ear or there's some type of investor who been burned before. My suggestion before you lock it up, talk to some people that you feel comfortable with and see where they at as far as their buying temperature. Check their temperature. Say, okay, are you still a buyer? No. Okay, go. Are you still a buyer? No. Okay, go. So after you do that, write the fuck the N or sign. Right. As long as it said that it can't be assigned, then you're good. Write the contract and the LLC after the street address. So let's say it was 123 Main Street, right? That's the street address. So you'll write the contract into 123 Main Street LLC. Once you identify a buyer, you assign the interest of the LLC, not the contract, the interest of the LLC over where you step down as the managing member and the new cash buyer steps in as the manager member. And why would a cash buyer cooperate with that? Because that cash buyer is sophisticated enough to know that this LLC hasn't even been formed yet. So if I take title with it, there's no other issues that it covers the LLC. How I know? I do it with all my fix and flips. I deal with all my deals that I sell back to myself. So hopefully that strategy will help you.
Yes. And next one, boss. Benjamin Horton.
Our goal is to do 3 to 5 deals a month. Is that an idea? Is you can do 3 to 5 deals a month, but let me tell you the issue with calculating what you think you're gonna do is in order to get to 3 to 5 deals, you got to be able to master one deal. What does an ideal deal look like for you? So you got to go into these neighborhoods and understand, you know, where you need to be financially, or who the buyers are. And then once you build that out, then it's scale from there. So once you get to 3 to 5 deals, you have to build a pipeline up. So literally, if you're going to close 3 to 5 deals, you probably have to have about 10 to 15 deals in escrow. Because I'll be honest with you, most of the deals we come across, they always had title problems. And not to say we can't close them, it's just that we gotta wait for the title problems to be configured. So if you want to get the 3 to 5 deals, shoot for 10 signed contracts a month. And within 60 to 90 days, then your pipeline will start dripping 3 to 5 deals. And if you want to get to 10 deals, then you need to get to 20 to 30 contracts. And it's simple mathematics like that. You can go to the next question. You go to the next question. Any metrics for cold calling versus SMS? Yeah. Uh, you wanna be able to text about 1,000 people a day. If you really want to see good results from it. If not, you just wasting money. And you want to be able to have assigned a cold call of 2,500 leads a week to cold call. And my advice is if the SMS manager can pass off the no response leads to the cold callers to cold call, that would be dope. If you can figure out a way to do that, we know how to do it, but come see us over at the VAMasterySystem.com and we'll show you. Next question. Does properties from your cold call list end up on your SMS list at the same time every year? Because you gotta understand, it's a good thing. If a seller showing up on all your lists or your leads or they all over the place, 9 times out of 10 that's probably a good lead, right? If Dana pulled a list for foreclosure, and then currently my cold calling called on a list for vacant, and it's the same exact seller showing up on that list, that's what we call a stack lead. So the chances of them wanting to sell increases because they're showing up on multiple lists. Next question. I'm trying to wrap it up. I gotta get going. When investing in your course, do we have direct contact with you? Of course, my brother. Of course. It wouldn't be right if you ain't had the drip on it. Boop, boop, boop. So yeah, if you invest in the course, you get access to me, my team. Um, we'll take good care of you. All right. So especially if you buy the VA Mastery, if you get the VA Mastery, you get a 1 hour call with me, but you got to purchase it before May 1st because now it goes from a 1 hour call to a group call, individual 1 hour call. Next question. Antoine Campbell, yes, this is my fourth VA company. You have to set this entrepreneur in transition from professional career. Thanks again. You're welcome. Hopefully, we can help you. Hopefully, you listen to the advice we give you, and hopefully, you take this and run with it. What's your best list that converts? All this convert is all about filtering and stacking. Um, Add some type of motivation. Remember this one stat, and I leave, and I'm gonna go to the next question. 70% of all sellers who selling is selling to solve a problem. 30% of sellers who selling is only selling to actually gain something. So what they're saying is out of 100 people, 70 people selling their house because they have some underlying problem they need to solve. Whether they need money, whether they back on taxes, whether they get a divorce, whether they filing for bankruptcy, there's some underlying problem that they have to solve in order to sell. Next question. So the litigated list is basically a list of people that's known for suing people. And you can scrub your list against that list and take them silly people off because they make a living on suing people. So next question. It's a bunch of comparable people to the smarter contact. I don't. The one thing I don't look at is I don't really care about competition, and I'm not here to speak for the guy who owns smarter contact, but the person who's able to innovate the most and the person who's able to give more value and always trying to worry about the customer experience is always going to be the superior product. Just remember that. Next question. It's a list of people who will sue. Oh yeah. Next question. What acquisition methods do you use to lock up pre-foreclosures, and what's your exit strategy? Hey man, we just treat them like a regular customer. We don't even tell them we know they're in pre-foreclosure. That's very embarrassing to some people. And our exit strategy is always try to wholesale it first. So next question. What do you think of homeowners with loan to value properties? LTV properties? I'm not sure what that means, but next question. You ran out of questions? How do you run comps from a duplex? Look, check out my video I did, one of my first videos. It show you how to run comps. Check it out. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to get off. I told my wife I won't be nothing but 45 minutes on today's live, and I kind of like doubled what I told her. So I have to be in a doghouse probably today. How many prospects are you pulling a day, or where you have enough data to get 1,000 text messages? Listen, man. Once you become resourceful, you can answer your own questions. But we are in multiple markets, so that allows us to be able to hit multiple people and never run out of leads. That's the whole point of going virtual. So you can have more prospects to contact. Next question. 1,000 texts per day. How big is your? I do what pay. You know, like when people pay. 1,000 texts per day. How big is your skip trace list to sustain this? How much of SMS marketing and list buying budget is realistic? Listen, guys, you got to understand. Like we in multiple markets. You know, when you set a budget for your company at the beginning, you're gonna know what your costs are. So if you're paying 18 cents a lead, you know, you figure that out at the front end. And that's why when you open up new markets, you got to understand what the cost is. So our list is huge. I don't know the exact number because we have so many leads everywhere, but I want to say we're probably around 500,000, a quarter million. If you add everything up, that if you add all of our list up and all the different states and stuff, we probably got a 500,000 leads, probably skip trace. Um, so you don't have to go that hard. I decided to go that hard because I'm just crazy. But you can kind of like be like sniper with your list and just deal with people specifically. But we just like to be broad because my theory is you can't find the perfect seller. You just got to be at the right place at the right time. Next question. Can you answer that question? How many texts you text a week? You muted. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
perfect.
Yes. So we actually have different SMS initial message or templates. So there are actually a lot.
Just give us
A
a
lot.
ballpark. Give us a ballpark. You don't have to be perfect.
Number. Just a number, boss.
Yeah, just a ballpark number. How many people you think in a week's time? Um,
In a
that,
week, like let's say 5,000, 5,000 contacts in a
yeah,
week.
that's about right. My bank account says that too.
Sorry.
Yeah,
And
them little money come on my account like, golly, who you texting? But I realized that when I first started texting, I never texted before. I just straight cold call. I realized that it's an investment, but it's a good investment because it gives you some of the best leads money can buy.
yes, boss.
Next question.
And then the next one is Lioness Estates litigator list.
Guys, if you get the smarter contact, they got a free litigated scrubber. If you skip your leads through easy skip tracing, we have litigator and DNC features that will show you which leads that numbers came back. We still give you the numbers, but we'll warn you that hey, this person is on the litigated list.
And this one, boss.
Can you answer that question?
Yes, sure, boss. So how often do you text the same number? So it actually depends. So it will be your option to whether you're going to do a follow up on the same number. If you're gonna do weekly follow up or 3 months follow up. So we make sure that we don't always follow up the same number because the leads will end up asking us to put them on DNC. You need to have your own schedule. That's better.
Right. And to add to that, the one thing I like about the smarter contact, they force you to switch your numbers out. Because there's an algorithm. If you keep using the
Exactly.
same number, the telephone company strategy how to recruit and hire. My recruiter who interviewed hundreds of people a week, hire some of the best talent. Look at the pool of people I got working for me directly. She's is great at her job. I love her dearly in a unromantic way, but I love her dearly. So next Tuesday at 2 o'clock, catch it. If you like this stuff, could drop some comments, DM me, give us some feedback. We're trying to take this stuff to the next level. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna leave you with this because I'm hungry. I'm about to slide to the store before I, go with my wife somewhere. Because I got a 5 o'clock class too. So sacrifice now, ball forever. Listen, if things don't work out, if things don't work out for you in your life, the only person you can blame it on is yourself from the lack of effort and the lack of attention to detail and the lack of willingness to go to the next level to figure it out. So figure it out. See you next week. Appreciate you. Get your VA today if you need one. If you need skip tracing, go to Easy Skip Tracing. If you don't have PropStream, go to allyourgiverdata.com. Catch you guys later. Adios.
Yes. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, boss.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you.